Creating a backup of your Joomla website using Akeeba Backup. Okay, so today we're going to go over how to back up your website using Akeeba Backup. As you can see, I'm in the back end of Joomla here in the administrator area. Now you might notice this looks a little bit different to the default Joomla backend that most people are used to. That's because we're using the mission control theme from Rocket Theme to administer our backend. It makes it a little bit easier for clients to update and maintain their website. However, backing up the website is essentially the same. What we're going to do is we're going to hover over Extend, and we're going to go down to Akeeba Backup. Now if you're using the default administrator template for Joomla, then you'll be hovering over Components and then going to Akeeba Backup. Now this is assuming you've got Akeeba Backup installed. We're going to click on Akeeba Backup. It's a really simple case of clicking the big Backup Now button. So we click on Backup Now, and what will happen is Akeeba Backup will go through and give you an option to choose a description and put in comments of the backups if you wish to. 9 times out of 10 I click on the Backup Now button. Now what you'll notice is that the backup is actually a pretty quick process. So it'll go through, it'll back up all of the files, all of the images, all of the content of your website, so that if a worst case scenario happens, as in your site is completely destroyed, you will be able to take this backup file, you'll be able to upload it to another hosting company's server, and you will be able to restore your entire website. All of the menus, all of the templates, all of the images, absolutely everything. Now a lot of people ask me, how often should you back up a website? Well, that really depends on how often you update your site. So if you only update your site every month, then back it up every month. There's no use backing it up every week if you're just backing up the same version of a website. So depending on how often you update your site will determine how often you should back up your site using Akeeba Backup. Now backups can take a little bit of time. The more content you have on your website and the more images you have on your website, the more elements you have. So if you've got videos or lots of PDFs and lots of different bits and pieces on your website, then you will notice that it will take a little bit of time. As you can see, it's taking about 18-20 seconds for this backup to happen. Right, now we're getting towards the end of the backup now. It's as easy as that. We're just waiting for it to finalize, and what we're going to do, we want to download the backup file. So there's no use doing a backup and leaving it on the server, because if hackers get into your website or something destroys your site or all the files on your server, then you're kind of screwed. Your backup's going to go with it. So what you want to do is you want to download your backup file onto a local computer, put it onto a hard drive, or upload it to Dropbox or Google Drive or some other element, some other online element that isn't on your server where your website is actually stored. So we're going to click on Administer Backup Files, and that's going to take us to a little area where we can go in and we can see all the different backups that we've taken. So you can see here, this was taken on Friday the 12th of October 2012. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this part 0, and it will give us the option to download that backup. We're then going to store it on our computer and then transfer it to a hard drive or to another online storage facility like Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that. So that is how you do a backup. Make sure you download that backup, because it's no use sitting on your server. You want to make sure it's downloaded onto your computer. For other great hints and tips on Joomla, visit marketeam.com.au.